Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a change in our industry that is, and I'm not exaggerating here, as big as the jump from assembly to high-level languages. Yep, we're talking about how to code with artificial intelligence as your actual partner. So let's get into it and see what this new world of programming really looks like. Here at Míra Developer, we're all about the tools and techniques that make you a better, more effective programmer. And right now, that means talking about AI. We're going to look at how you can use powerful assistants like Claude right inside VS Code to completely supercharge your entire workflow. To really get why this is such a big deal, just think about the before and after. The past, and for many of us this was just last year, meant constantly digging through documentation, losing hours to one stubborn bug, and writing the same boilerplate code again and again. Well, today, all that friction is just melting away. AI gives us instant explanations, it helps us squash bugs in minutes, and it just generates all that repetitive stuff for us. It is a completely different way to work. And that brings us to a whole new way of thinking. Seriously, what if you weren't coding alone anymore? That's the whole idea behind having an AI collaborator. It's like a partner that's designed to handle all of the boring, tedious stuff, so you can focus on the big, creative work. So what even is an AI collaborator? Well, think of it as an assistant that is right there with you, in your editor. Its whole job is to free you from the nitty-gritty details, letting you put all your brain power into the high-level architecture and the creative problem-solving. The stuff that we humans are actually good at. Now, this brings us to probably the single most important rule when you're working with AI, so listen up. It's here to assist your thinking, not replace it. The best developers out there, the ones really excelling with these tools, they treat AI as a powerful lever for their own brain, never, ever as a crutch. So what does this look like in practice, day to day? Well, a typical workflow is this really simple four-step loop. First, you write your initial code. Then, you just ask the AI to take a look and give you a review. You take its feedback to improve or refactor your code. And then, and this part is absolutely critical, you test and validate the result yourself. It's a constant cycle of you and the AI working together. Okay, let's actually put that workflow into action, and we'll start with code generation. For most developers, this is the first real wow moment where the gains in speed and efficiency just become blindingly obvious. So imagine you're working in Go, and you need a pretty standard utility function. Instead of typing it all out from memory, you just ask the AI, plain and simple, create a Go function that calculates the average of numbers in a slice. It feels just like talking to a coworker. And boom, just like that, the AI spits out a clean, working piece of code that does exactly what you asked. And check this out, it even handled the edge case of an empty slice to avoid a division by zero error. That's the magic of code generation right there. It handles the standard stuff so you can get back to solving the real problem. But, and this is a huge but, you don't just copy and paste this and move on. No way. You have to read the code, you need to actually understand the logic behind it, and you've got to be ready to tweak it if you need to. When you approach it this way, the AI stops being just a tool and turns into an unbelievable learning partner. All right, now for another massive time saver, debugging. We have all been there, right? Stuck on some frustrating bug for hours. Well, it turns out AI is incredible at spotting those little issues that our human eyes just skim right over. I mean, come on, we've all written code that looks something like this. At a quick glance, it seems totally fine. But hiding in there is that classic off by one error. Using less than or equal to means the loop is going to eventually try to access an element that just doesn't exist and crash. It's such a tiny mistake, but it can lead to so much frustration. And this is exactly where the AI just shines. It spots that off by one error instantly and suggests the fix. Just change the less than or equal to just less than. It's a one-character change that prevents a massive headache. This is exactly what we mean by accelerated debugging. So, we've seen the how, which is cool, but let's take a step back and talk about the why, because getting good with these tools isn't just a neat little trick. It's about making yourself a future-proof developer and seriously accelerating your own career growth. Seriously, think of AI as your own personal tutor, one that's available 24/7 and never gets tired of your questions. You can ask it to explain a really complex function. You can say, show me a simpler way to write this. You can even ask it to give you practice exercises. This lets you learn at a speed that was just impossible before. What you end up with is this incredibly powerful synergy.
You bring your knowledge, your creativity, your desire to experiment. The AI adds the assistance and, this is key, the acceleration. It's this partnership that creates a developer who is just exponentially more productive.
So why am I saying this is a core skill now? Because it helps you write code faster. It helps you solve problems more efficiently. It helps you learn new technologies way, way quicker than ever before. It basically improves your entire workflow, which gives you a huge advantage out there in the job market. So let's just boil this all down to the key takeaways. Number one, AI is absolutely transforming software development. It's not a question of if anymore. Number two, the best thing you can do is start using it as a collaborator right inside your editor. And number three, and this is so important, the human is still in charge. Understanding the code yourself is and always will be absolutely essential. Let's end on a thought that might sound a little provocative, but I think it's true. AI is not going to replace developers, but developers who know how to use AI will replace those who don't. This is the future of what we do. So, if you liked this explainer and maybe learned something new, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know if you're already using AI to code. And of course, make sure you subscribe to Míra Developer by Míra World for more explainers on the tools and trends that are shaping our future. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.